Hi, jewells68 here for Talk to Me Tuesday on Tuesday, September 8th. We had a 3-day weekend here in the U.S., most of us, because yesterday was Labor Day, and I got several things done, I worked on several things, so I have a few things to show you. One is this weekend is our monthly Project Linus meeting, and I'll be turning this guy in. I'm not really sure what the top is. It's kind of square, so you'll remember the last one I did. This one seems to be made kind of lopsided. I don't know. The last one I did, I ended up taking several rows out, and this is what I did with the majority of the squares. I took them all apart, put them back together, and then started crocheting around it, granny square stitch style. So I'm just weaving in the ends on that. Hopefully we'll have that ready to turn in Saturday morning. One of the other things I did over the 3-day weekend is this quilt top right here. Last month, this is for Project Linus. Last month I brought this fabric home. It was basically, this was one piece, the little print ones here with the squares. That was one big piece, and there's actually still some left over, because basically what had happened was, out of this, which is part of the same line of fabric, out of this big border piece and this big piece, someone had fussy cut several chunks out of it, thankfully near the end of the fabric, so I was able to trim that stuff off, and then I combined the end piece of the border fabric. I split this fabric in two to make it a nice little rectangle. It's about 40 inches wide. I'm going to say about 45 or so, 45 and a half, or 45 to 50 inches long. And I actually did a pieced backing with, this piece right here was along the edges. This picture was along the edges, and the middle of that piece of fabric was the blue background with the field of yellow stars on it. So I was working on a pieced back for that, but it is still not big enough. So I'm going to need to add a little more fabric to that. And this fabric right here is not from the same grouping of fabric. It's actually from some other Project Linus fabric that I brought home. But it just managed to go with it really, really well, so I decided to include that. So I'm not sure when I'll get that done, but I had totally forgotten that I brought that home, and I was going through clearing off my dining room table, and there was this garbage bag on the dining room table, just kind of wadded, folded, kind of flat, but it was heavy, and this is what was in there. So this and some other fabric was in there, and I was like, you know what? I think I could do something with that this weekend, and I did. The other thing is my swap. I have not mailed, but it's right here, ready to seal up. Hopefully this isn't too thick. I think it'll be fine. I will be mailing this from work today. Today was the deadline to mail, so hopefully my swap partner will not be too disappointed. And actually, I'm not going to show you any of the stuff for that, obviously, because she hasn't received it. But in addition to that, I would like to say, though, that I went through all of the stuff she mentioned in her questionnaire, and I actually managed to include something related to everything that she mentioned, with the exception of one thing. So I'm pretty proud of myself for figuring that out. So yay, so I hope she likes it. I'll get that mailed out today. She'll get it Thursday, and she'll be able to post about it next week. Lastly, and more excitingly than anything else, I finished my quilt top for my 2011 Project of Doom. That's the one with the kind of tannish hay looking background fabric. I had the majority of it hanging up behind me last week. I did get that finished. I really wanted to use the background fabric outside of the bookcase as well, so that it really looked like a bookcase up against a wall. Sadly, because of having to add all the extra bits that I did here and there, I just didn't have enough. I should have enough, though, to do the cuff of, just the small end of a matching pillowcase, so that's good. yeah, and I will insert a picture of the completed quilt top, and I also winged it when it came to the feet. I decided to put feet on my bookcase because I really love the wood grain fabric that I was using for the shelf, and I wanted to see a bigger chunk of it in one spot at least. So I've never made snowball blocks before, and I didn't read any instructions. I just winged it, and I love how they came out. So I will insert a picture of the quilt top and then a picture of just one of the feet that I made for the quilt top here. That's it. I don't have anything else to talk about or show. I did not receive my swap yet, so that should be coming any day now, and I will post that next week. I hope everybody has a great week. I'm looking forward to watching your videos, and I will see you next week. Bye!